Hi, this is Steve with Smartlaw. I help law firms work smarter. Today we're going to talk about NetDocuments Versioning. The purpose of versioning is to maintain historical copies of documents, track edits over time, and to have the ability to restore or compare previous versions of documents. It creates an audit trail for compliance, collaboration, safety, and data protection. And the versions feature is not an add-on. It's built into NetDocuments and it's free. A version is a saved copy of a document at a specific point in time. Version numbers increment automatically, 1, 2, or 3, or you can have subversions like 1.1, 1.2, or 1.3. These settings are contained in your cabinet. Your cabinet administrator can help you with the difference between those two versions. You can have up to 32,000 versions of a document. The difference between versions and a copy of a document that says a version number on it is that the copy of a version is simply not a version. If I look over here at Discovery, I can see that I have a single document here. The way NetDocuments does versions is contain the versions within a single document format. So if I look over here and click to the left of my document and click on the box, I have this little tab over here that shows me the versions of the document. So I have one version of this document right now, and it is the official version. Official means that the document that I click on, when I click on its name, it'll open the official version of the document. So if I have 32,000 different versions of a document, and I click on this document, it's going to open the official. I'll show you how we can update that and change the official version here in just a moment. We can click on this down arrow to the right to get more information about the document, the version details. We can look at the description of the document, that this is an official version of the document, who created it, who modified it, and so on. If I click on this gear, or if I click on this number, I get to the same place. This is the version detail page. Let's add a version to this document. We can do that simply by clicking here, and I'm just going to call this test. I can also add a description. I say OK. I instantly have a new version, and this test version becomes my official version. When I close this, I can see that this is incremented to number 2. And when I click on this document, it opens version 2 of this document. I can see up at the top of my Word document here that I have the document ID as well as the version. I can make any updates that I'd like to this document, and version 1 will not be impacted. Save and close this, and it gets saved and checked in as version 2. Let's say I wanted to open a document and create a version at the same time. I've added this to my right-click menu, Checkout as a new version. If you haven't seen my previous video of how to update this, check on my other videos. But when I click on Checkout as a new version, this will open and create version 3. You can see that incremented to version 3, and up here at the top, I have version 3. So I can make my update, save and close. This becomes my version 3. Now when I go in here, I can see each of my versions. I can update the description. The default description is created from version 2 or the previous version. Let's look at other options with versioning. I can send a copy, email a copy of a version just by selecting the version and clicking email copy. I can open in my Word online. I also have a video on this if you'd like to take a look at using NetDocuments with Word Online. I also have this dialog right here, which allows me to convert any of my other versions to my official version. Then when clicking on that name, it'll open up version 2 in this case. I can also delete a version, deliver a secured link to a version, download a version, and so on. I have all of these options here with versioning. Let's say that I open up a document and decide later that I want to retain the previous changes that were with that document prior to me downloading it. So as I check this out, right now I'm working on version 2 of this document. And let's say that I have made changes to this document, which I would like to retain, and also retain the previous versions. If I go here to File and then Save As, and then choose ND Save, it is going to default to increment to the next version and make that version the official version. So now I've saved this document. It's incremented this to version 4 and now made it the official version. Now there are a couple best practices with versioning. It's important to use clear and descriptive version comments so that you can clearly see what the changes are between versions. We also want to avoid re-uploading files outside of NetDocuments, but keep all of your versions in the versioning portion of the program. And we want to also review version history before sharing a document with someone. If you share a document, let's say in a collab space with an external user, you're sharing the versions. So it's important to understand that. I hope you've enjoyed this video on NetDocuments Versioning. It's a very powerful feature that's built in that doesn't cost you anything additional to use. Please use it. If I can help out at all, please visit me at smartlaw.com. I'm Steve with Smartlaw. I help law firms work smarter.